want to start with the theater, which is different than the theater that. And we're going to talk first about the biblical source of Beit Shean, the city of the Philistines, Beit Shean, one of the city of the Decapolis, one of the 10 cities. So who are the Philistines? They were very good seamen. They've been very, very, very bad enemies to the Israelites. They had a knowledge of the sea, a knowledge of metal, of iron before the Israelites. They had some advantages. And they were occupying actually the shore, the coast of Israel. And we're talking about the period in the 10th century before Christ time. We're talking about King Saul. King Saul was the choice of the people. They wanted a king. And King Saul had a terrible battle here at the footstep of Mount Gilboa. The battle was going real bad. Him and Jonathan. And I think we're recorded in the second book of Samuel, 31st, I think, and First Kings. We're talking about the battle here that happened. It went so bad that finally they didn't want to fall in the hands of the Philistines, as it says in the Bible, the uncircumcised. And Saul asked his bearmen that help him, take the sword and throw me, because I don't want to fall in the hands of those. But he didn't want it. He was afraid. And finally, Saul and Jonathan, both of them, falling on their swords in the battlefield, they suicide. So bad was going on in the battle. So he dies. And then this young man that couldn't kill him, he takes the crown and some of the garment, and he run and bring it all the way to David. Hey, David, you are the king of Israel now. Here it is. And anyway, so the death of Saul and Jonathan. That hill that you see behind you, this is the town. This is the place that happens to be on the walls of those of the city that used to be there. This is where they hang the bodies of Saul and Jonathan. So we have the biblical site over here, the Canaanite, I would say, period of the hill, the tell of Beit Shean. And we have this city, which is a Roman Byzantine city. Nothing to do with this. Well, it's the same location, but it's already a different period, different time. And here we're talking about a gap of time, about 1,000 years. Okay? And this is what we call Scythopolis. It's a new city, a Roman Byzantine city that we see over here. Very wealthy city, beautiful city. Built with all the Roman, I would say, technology that existed in the ancient time. You can see also a beautiful theater. You can see the main street, the corridor, that we're going to walk through it. And we can see the way that the city was built. Also an amphitheater. We might pass next to the amphitheater later on. Very nice city. A city with a size of about 45,000 people that lives over here. What happened to the city? A terrible earthquake actually destroyed the city in the 8th century. Everything just collapsed. When I started to be a guide, only the theater was here and the hill. And on top of the hill in the Roman Byzantine period used to be a temple to Augustus, later on a church over there. The city is very, very advanced in her technology, water, sewage system, central buildings, really very wealthy, very nice. And the road, there is a separation between the pedestrian and between the horses and the carriages, central sewage system, central water carrying to the city. This is a very advanced, I would say, as I already mentioned it, this is the base of the Western technology and Western culture today. We can call it already at the Roman Byzantine period. And since I'm a guide, slowly pieces of the center of the city were discovered, and we're going to follow and see them right now. Is that okay? One of the techniques to move stones in the ancient time. Romans were the first one who used cranes. They used the system of pulley to multiply actually the strength to lift up things. The system of cranes already existed in the Roman time. Look at the beautiful decoration over here, all made of marble. Again, we talked about it, how the marble was carried from a distance, from other countries, from Minor Asia, from Greece, from Turkey, and decorated actually the sun. You can see it in a very nice way. You can see the keystone over here that's holding the arch. Look at it, lift your eye, look in the top. And now we're going into the theater. It's an amazing theater. Very big, very nice. Come with me. We're crossing what we call the Vomitorium. Now the base of the theater over here was built of basalt stone, and it was covered, all the seats were limestone, as we can see it over here. Now it's very nice build, and in the end this is only one part of the theater, one level, 1, 2, 3. It was actually a theater with 7,000 seats. All right, this was the biggest theater that's ever found in Israel, in the country. But they had theater, they had all across the Middle East, you know, in different countries. We found theaters in Lebanon, we found theaters in Syria, in Jordan, in many places around in the Middle East. We found remains of Roman theaters in the ancient time. As I told you already, the place where during the daytime, look at the orchestra, look at the stage over here, look at the size of the pillar. You see those pillars over here? Think about 1, 2, 3 pillars like that. That was only to hold the backstage over there. And they had a system that actually you could climb actually from one level to the other level. And the system of aeration of air that will go through and everything. This was amazing theater that was built in the ancient time. There is a nice draw over here. You can see how the theater looks like. You see, here we have done some work of restoration and reconstruction, but we actually shaped the stones exactly like they were shaped in the old time. Exactly, everything. Have a seat over here and see how comfortable it is. Take a seat, and you'll see how well done it was, and the back seats and everything, the level, the angle. This is a replica of the ancient seats of the upper part. So who was sitting here in this range? Of course, the VIP, the most important people that were sitting over here. And then the governor was going in to the city. It was going in from here. And the presentation started, Hail Caesar, and then everything was going on. All right? Beautiful decoration. Okay, we have seen it. We go on, guys. This way. I want you to look at the arch over here. This is the entrance to the stage over here, to the front. Look at it, when the presentation started. Look at this beautiful structure right above it. Uh-oh. It's going already over there? Okay. This area over here, right in front of you, used to be the cultic side. They used to do some sacrifice, you know, some all kind of pagan sacrifice and behavior, customs, different customs from the Greek Roman mythology in the ancient time over here.
Imagine the planning.
Okay, if we're looking down below over here, we can see this is a center area which is next to the theater. You can see this beautiful fountain with the lion heads over here, right in front of you. Look at it. Just waiting people to come.
Shall lay this foundation?
And since our group is not missing one restrooms in the country, I'm going to show you the latrine from the Roman time. I'm not sure you're going to use it right now, but you can see how the folks over here are sitting in the Roman latrine over here. All right. Pick up your seat and enjoy time.
I think you're right.
All right.
That's great.
What's amazing about the Roman latrine is actually the technology it was built also. Please come in, everybody. See, that's American groups. They're always for the bathroom. That's it. When you're thinking about this is actually a public latrine, a public bathroom in the ancient time. And it's decorated with marble, with pillars, capitals, mosaic floors. As you see it over here, the seats are made of marble. It's all very, very, very nice made. Even it's a bathroom. Even it doesn't smell nice. But people ask me, so how it works? Well, there was a sewage system, there was water that washed everything, and I'm going to do it the American way, number one, number two, and everything was washed and cleaned up. Some of the, I would say the VIP people in the Roman time, they had somebody who cleaned his butt in the ancient time. Yeah, it's also existed. Okay, we're going, guys. Yeah. All right, we're moving on.
Okay, we gotta go this way.
Oh, you have to understand, as I told you, when I started being a guide, only the theater was discovered, and they revealed all the rest in the last years. And you have to select every piece, every item, where it was found, to number it, to write down, to make sure all the catalogs and all the, it's really a very, very hard work. Where was found every pedestal, every piece of stone, every capital, but it's huge. A lot of beautiful remains from the site of Beit Shean. This is the biggest actually archaeological site from the Roman Byzantine period. One of the streets, this is called Silvanus Street over here. You can see it's paved with basalt stones on the right hand side over here. You can see the earthquake over here. We have several earthquakes. The most severe one was in the 8th century, 740 something. And when actually we can see how it shaked from east to west, and how the columns just dropped down. You can see it over here. This was also colonnaded area over here. Look at this. Look at this beautiful columns of marble, and how they broke. Now this used to be the entrance to a Roman bathhouse, one of the public Roman bathhouses in the ancient time. And later on, what they did, they transform actually, they convert the bathhouse, the entrance to the bathhouse, to actually a shop area, a street with little shops in the Byzantine period. But I want you to look at the size of the pillars. It's all limestone, and look at the beautiful capitals on top. What a work was done over here. Those columns just decorated the entrance to the bathhouse in the old time. It existed, yeah, mixed.
A mix.
Yeah, well, Gentiles and... We had already believers over here in the time of Jesus, but they were not official. Only after the 4th century they could actually, in official way live over here. This place was actually a pool over here. A pool with water flowers and decoration. The decoration of the public areas in the Roman time, Roman Byzantine period, was amazing. The paved street that you see over here is the genuine from the Roman Byzantine period. I would say more from the Byzantine period, from the 4th, 5th, 6th century. That's the way that the street looks like a fishbone. See it? And sometimes if you're standing over here, you can see that the street level is built in a way that water will not remain in the center, that will be washed to the sides, evacuated. It's the drainage system. It's really very, very nice the way it's been built. I want you to look at the columns that drop down. Over here there is another street on the left, and sometimes they're building above the column. They don't even bother to lift up the column. You understand? Because it's more effort to lift it up than just building above it, like you can see it over here.
Yes. That's what it says.
Last day of Scythopolis. Wow. That one takes a minute.
Here's the gate.
Look on your left, you can see the mosaic floors over there. I'm going to walk with you just to observe from the top. Who wants to do it? Okay, quite a few. All right. So we're going to walk up. Okay, come on, guys. Look down. See the corridor? You can see the theater. The Silvano streets that we walked earlier, and the center with all the fountains and all the decoration that used to be in the center of the city. Look at this. This is amazing. Very nice columns, and look at how nice it's been cut. All by hand. It's hand cut. That was the center of the city over here. The junction of the different roads. All the public monuments were here. The paved sidewalk with mosaic, it's amazing. Look at this. We can tell the name of the governor that in his time the mosaic were made, probably in the early 6th century. That's why we call this street Palladium Street, named after him. It's written in Greek over here, the name of Palladium, the governor of Byzantine, of Scythopolis at that time, in the 6th century. And you can understand it was repaved again with marble. Look at that. One more site to visit, and then we're going back. So this is the public bathhouse over here. In nowadays, you would call it the country club. You want to get socialized, you will meet some friends. I'll meet you at the country club. We'll have a massage, a haircut, we'll hear some poetry. So this is one of the big public, actually bathhouse that used to be in the ancient time. You can see the whole system of heating up the floor. Now the floor was actually built above those pillars that you can see down below. And the heat penetrated from the stoves outside right in between. And then when it was very hot, you pour water on it, on the top, like a sauna exactly, and you had steam. All right? Every Roman spa always have 3 sections. The cold room, the mid room, and finally the steam room. Frigidarium, tepidarium, calidarium. This is the steam room that you see over here. So the steam was actually coming up from the upper floor, and it was heated underneath. All right? Bathhouse is a part of the Roman way of life. It was a place. It was a place to treat your body. It was a place also to meet friends, to meet people. And also if you want to close a business, right? Nothing has been changed since that time, right? A lot of business treatment has been done in a spa or in the country club. So Christianity already existing, already a part of the I would say the
culture
life in the country, but Roman way of life, like the bathhouses, still existing. This is the exterior part of the bathhouse. As you can see, there was a pool over here. They had nice pools. They ornamented. Bathhouse. Latrine over there, also on the other side. Bathhouse toilet. Look at the mosaics. They're still existing, but a lot have been damaged after the earthquakes over here.